Hi everyone, this is Tanya the Lady Strange. This is January 11th of 2026. So this is just a little quick vloggy type of post, an update. I don't edit my videos, so what you see is what you get. I'm here in my living room as my altar room or main witchy room, working room, etc. is freezing and I just didn't feel like dealing with it. And guess what? It's my birthday. So that's like what my channel is, the Lady Strange 111, because my birthday's 111. So I turned 47 today. I'm 47. I made it this far in this um, female presenting human body, life experience, the soul's incarnation, relationships, etc. I'm grateful for that. Um, Despite all the struggles and things and such. This is just an update to say happy birthday to myself. It doesn't hurt to acknowledge yourself or that what it's taken to get you where you are. So if you watch any of my previous videos or have any interest, you'll know that I'm mentioned several times that I'm a type 1 diabetic. I am almost deaf. I have hearing aids to help me hear. I'm losing my central vision, so yes. But what that leads into, technically, but I still make do and I do the best I can. That's all we each can do each and every day. And be realistic also. And have grace and compassion for ourselves and each other in the best way, or at least those that deserve it. Especially ourselves deserve it. So this like bloggy post is just an acknowledgement. I haven't done weekly readings or such for a couple weeks or anything else. For those that actually do follow my channel or may be interested, if you're not, well, that's fine too. To each their own, as I always say. But basically, I, like many people, as in this country, an epidemic of the flu I got. So I've been sick since right before Christmas. My husband brought it home from work. He worked for a hospital. So he brought it home. He got sick a couple days. He took some time off, recovered. He still got a cough now, but he got on the path to recovery rather well, which is good. It got to me. Now, many times, yes, I will get things like laryngitis, which lasts forever. That was horrible, especially with my job, as I work in customer service in a call center for a bank. So can you imagine barely having a voice and trying to take 40, 50 calls a day minimum and trying to keep up while being sick and trying to be audible, clear, and do preciseness. But it was because of the flu. I got the horrible version of the flu. Not that any version of it's good, but I think I got the worst version according to the hospital. Because the first week and a half, for beginning, it started off as any other cold and flu for the first several days. And then after about 4 days, it progressed into something horrible, like in certain ways equivalent to when I had ketoacidosis in 2018. If you don't know what that is, you can look that up. It's something a diabetic gets. I almost died from that. Um, this situation felt to me like life and death, and only because mentally it's strange when you are um, well, mentally, the human mind, the emotional body, the energetic body, and just a human life experience. And when so much uncertainty happens, it's kind of hard to be objective. It's very subjective, we are as humans and people. And I'm a very independent woman and person. I've always been. I've always had a lot of love, support, and strength and resources. Don't get me wrong. But the type of person I am, a Capricorn type person, I'm very independent, or try my best to be. So with that, what happened was I lost all my body strength. So just to be able to get up to work from home and make it to one room, we have a small one level house, to make it from maybe just several feet from one room to another. Yeah, that was difficult. Um, I could not lift my own body weight, meaning once I laid down, I could not lift myself up. I could barely walk, and I fell on the floor several times. One time I fell on the floor in the middle of the night, and I didn't want to wake my husband up. So, for context, it took me an hour to get myself up. So, there's will and determination, but also fear. Um, so, yeah. And then at the second time, a couple days later, I was making progress. I was trying to do slow physical therapy, do all the basic things one takes. I was going to go to the ER, but I didn't because I knew the ER was packed. That was going to take a while. I thought I was getting better. Yeah, not really. As of last Friday, the 2nd of January, to bring in the new year, it got worse. Right before that, I fell on the floor a second time, right before I had to start my shift for work, and I could not get myself up. And I had to scream to wake my husband up in the morning. And luckily, he came and helped me, but it took a while for us to get up. And uh, he's so kind and caring and has helped me through this so much. Um, I couldn't have a better life partner or husband or friend in my corner and in my life. I wouldn't be getting back to normal, bringing back if it wasn't him for him. He's been integral for me day to day. Let's put it that way. But it's about dignity and also being where this ties into the magician thing and the spiritual and left hand path thing. Again, I do my best to help myself and be a better version of myself. Not being able to do stuff for myself and thinking I'm losing the rest of potentially, my mobility or something with all my other impairments, um, screwed with me. And on top of that, I felt despondent. I was not myself. And basically, some of my spirits I work with kind of left me, and I don't know, left me high and dry. I don't know how that is or what that's going to be, but when I'm fully recovered, I will determine that. One decided just to be kind and stand back and observe and speak, type of thing when they spoke to, which I do respect and I understand. But I was not connected to my daily rituals, my practice. I had no interest or no connection. However, and many times when I've gotten ill before or had circumstances, I would beat myself up before. At this point, I just didn't care. But my spiritual practice, my practice as a magician, and my own divinity, honoring myself in the left hand path, and my soul's experiences, and the magic in the life I create and interact with, better being a better version of myself is everything. It's an anchor in my life, my humanity, and my relationships and experiences, and how I present myself, and just whom I want to be, and how I want to interact with this life in this world, and to do the best I can, and not being able to do stuff. And the pain got so bad and other stuff, I had to leave work and go to the ER, and was in the ER for about 9 hours before they would decide to admit me because I had low potassium. I ended up without further tests. I had sinusitis. I had obviously a really bad version of the flu, which was my diabetes affected. And of course, I also had raised certain heart levels, which I had to have 2 EKGs for. So yes, I'm giving a lot of medical information. Oh well, that's who I am. That's my life experiences. That's my truth. Um, Whatever the case is, however you look at it is. But putting us into context is, I got the help I needed. The antibiotics, several tests on several layers, and they needed to do so much for me in the hospital. Then my husband come and took care of me, and I had so many people in my personal life, friends and family that do matter, my given ones that actually help me, talk to me on the phone, listen to me, and were so kindful and grace. So that's where I'm getting at, is that then when I got home, it's been a struggle for several days. I had a couple days off, written off of work, luckily. I got my voice back, obviously, first, And then I'm actually now able to walk for the most part on my own, and for the most part starting able to be able to lift and have upper body strength. So, and my personality's back, and I'm connected back to the spiritual and witchcraft part of myself. I feel back to myself. I feel back home. I feel like I'm striving. I still have a bit of recovery. I know that because it's going to be a while. This really did a number on me mentally, and mental health plays a lot of part with our human life experiences, but obviously as magicians and spiritualists, no matter what magical or spiritual path we do, it does a lot on you. And not feeling that connection, and since I am not the type that looks to my gods to coddle me or to solve my mom's problems or just to hand them over, much like the Abrahamic path, it's more like on myself. I do realize they're there. I didn't hear anything, but I do realize they were there in my guides. Otherwise, I don't think I would still be standing or filming this video or be so much more returning to myself. So the returning to oneself is returning to the humanity, having the grace, the compassion, the reality of what you can and can't do, and how to start realigning yourself, but in a more honest and respectful way for yourself, and how you can empower yourself, how you I have held myself back in certain ways. And the fears that I've held so much that I didn't realize have surfaced in that, so much came up throughout this experience these past couple weeks that really, I don't know. Things that probably I didn't have this when I almost died in 2018. I really didn't have this much feelings of grief and trauma or things come up to the surface like this did. Maybe I just didn't deal with them. Who knows? Maybe that's part of this sometimes underlying. But there's a lot I deal with, a lot of things I take into my lesson experiences. But I want to put it out there for those that watch this that are my friends or my family. I'm grateful for you. For those of that you are kind, watch my videos, comment as I comment on yours, and inspire me. Thank you. Thank you for just being a part of my life and my human life experiences and my magic and inspiring me. And I hope I inspire you that despite being on the fucking floor and feeling like I'm losing everything and feel like I have like no dignity, even though people didn't treat me other than that I have dignity. It was myself and my mindset. Remember this: you can step away from your magic. You can acknowledge that you went to the darkest places of your mind and feel like you're losing everything because of uncertainty. But remember this: there's always resources. You can always reach out. But when you really need it, listen to your intuition and listen to those that actually have your genuine well being at heart and truth. Um, Take the resources, take the steps for yourselves like I did. I hate going to the hospital, I hate going to the doctors. Um, I had my first MRI. Luckily, that came out right, except for the sinusitis. Um, so a lot of my panels eventually came out really well, and that's why I was released from home. And eventually, I made great progress. I still got probably another week or two, but time, grace, and magic. And my magic is coming back. And I realize it's part of my shedding myself. Being 47, I'm no longer able to do certain things. I'm realizing now I have to dress more responsibly, comfortably, and not just aesthetically. I was a big fashion girl. I have to find new ways to realign it for my comfort and my well-being and my own safety, of course. I have to find new ways to better take care of this vessel as a left-hand practitioner, but as a woman, and to have a better life experiences and effective, and to honor what I do have in my relationships. But I honor everything and I honor my magic. And much like the song by I Love by Radiohead, Karma Police. There's a line in it. I lost myself for just a minute. Yeah, I lost myself. I lost myself completely, probably for 2 weeks out of this. And then I started reclaiming myself once again. I am a bigger, stronger, and more rebuilding myself again through yet another tower moment. The tower is my frenemy card, but I will continue to liberate and reconstruct myself as part of my magical path and part of my divine path is because I find that we each hold our own spark and divinity. So I hope this inspires you to have strength like I did, even the darkest times when I didn't feel any, and that inspires you that you can do it. If I can do it, you can do it. We each inspire each other. We have the tools, the resources. Look within. The will to continue to try to push through things. I worked when I probably shouldn't have. Through fevers, and I don't know how I even made it through my job days. I don't know. It was so screwed up. But that was grace in itself. Um, that's willpower, determination, but also finally realizing and giving myself enough self-love to go to the hospital and get the help I actually needed and to realize the help I have and where are the changes I'm going to need to make and rebuild. But with that, yes, this is rambly as most of my videos. I hope this helps you or inspires you. If you had the flu or any other illness or chronic illness like me, I recognize you and acknowledge you and also offer you love and support in the way I can, energetically at least, an acknowledgement and a nod to your own strengths. And again, it's my 47th birthday. I'm going to a nice dinner tomorrow night with my husband. I will be able to walk and actually enjoy it and have an appetite. I got my appetite back a couple days ago. So yes, I'll be able to enjoy the human life of things and experiences. And I'll just be able to relax and etc. And being able to do everything for myself again. And potentially in 2026 realign my magical, spiritual, and woman life experience and path, and potentially my channel. And with that being said, thanks for watching my rambles and my update to where I was, and stay strange.